Hi, this is Marty Lyons of the New York Jets. You're listening to the Weekly Rant with Jim and Steve.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Rant. We're fresh off our Super Bowl show, sitting alongside Steve. I'm Jimmy.
Yo.
And had a pretty eventful weekend this weekend.
No, I did nothing.
Yeah, me either. I sat on my couch all weekend long. Didn't even watch TV at all.
There was a game on?
No, hockey. Yeah, Devils played the Avalanche last night. Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
Yeah, my bad.
Super Bowl show, courtesy of Croxley's, hosting us for the Super Bowl pregame show. Mainly we were there for, however, the events of the 9/11 Responders Remembered Park.
Oh, you said it right.
I did.
It took you 45,000 times like television, I learned.
With Marty Aponte, I'm just going to talk right over you.
Isn't that what you do normally?
Yes, it is. We had a great show. What did you think of the show this weekend?
I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry. I'm looking at
What are you doing?
I am just looking at the microphone. You know, we forgot to set up our fake mics that we normally keep alongside
I know,
us.
I'm sorry.
And you know,
sorry.
I think the fact that I had the ghetto mic gave me a little bit of street cred.
Would you like it? I can get it right now.
No, I'm good.
Good. I'm going to throw the whole box.
No, it was a great show. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for everyone who did come out and join us. We did raise a lot of money. We'll find the final number. That wasn't Bellworthy.
No, it's not. Hold back a little bit.
We'll have the final number for you guys in about 2 weeks once we have our next board meeting. But it was a great event. We look forward to our next live show, whenever that may be.
I'm going to apologize right now. I can see this microphone's way too sensitive for out there. If anybody's having trouble with it, I can see it's skyrocketing way up. Eventually.
That's how you play gold, too.
What?
Like crap.
Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
terrible.
If you want to call us, 609-975-9689. Like I said, that's 609-975-9689. That's the correct number for those who don't want to call the Medford Middle School in New Jersey.
Do we throw this on the Facebook page?
I don't know. What, did you throw the rundown or?
No, the
phone number?
The show for tonight.
No, I forgot. I didn't post that today. It was my birthday yesterday. Birthday hangover.
Birthday, yeah.
I didn't drink, but birthday hangover.
Yeah. There's no excuse. Hey, we'll wait for the rundown.
You can't complain about. You can't say anything about a birthday hangover. Regardless of
Your
whether
birthday
you
was
drink.
all last week.
My birthday's gonna be all this week
It's
too.
gonna be all this week too.
Saturday night at Croxley's. You guys, anyone's more than welcome to come. If you wear a weekly rant with Jimmy and Steve, Jimmy will buy you a free beer. You heard it here first.
As long as you show up before in the afternoon, because I'll be there at 9 at night. So, we're going to talk a little bit of the Super Bowl post-game coverage. As we were there doing the show, we'll talk about the game, of course.
We were not at the Super Bowl. Don't.
I tried putting it in there.
That's the first time you. Nope, that's not the first time you failed, though.
Right.
We'll talk about Peyton Manning's legacy.
Russell Wilson's future, and if he's going to decide to play football or play baseball.
I don't think that's going to be much of a question. But we'll also talk about crazy early Super Bowl predictions. Is it too late to get my Jared Lorenzen jersey?
You won't fit in one.
I'm sure I would. I'm sure two of me would
use one.
Well, I mean, it's thanks to the Jimmy and Steve weight loss program, I won't fit into that anymore.
Yeah. Thomas Vanek, there's a lot of breaking news about him, especially all today this morning.
It's not breaking.
No, it's not breaking news.
Yeah, it's not a surprise.
But we're going to talk about Thomas Vanek and the New York Islanders.
And since it's the first real show of the month, we're doing two debates.
That's the first real show.
Well, the first normal show.
Yeah. And what's the first debate going to be?
Is Tomic Vanek.
Tomic?
I said Thomas.
You said Tomic.
I said Thomas.
You said Tomic.
Shut up! All of you!
You said Tomic.
Birthday hangover. It's Thomas Vanek. Or Tomic Vanek. A good fit for the New York Islanders.
We're going to do a Winter Olympics preview as all the athletes are already over in Sochi, Russia. And we've been in contact with John Daly. He's doing well. He's over there now with his team. So we'll be discussing what the men's skeleton team is going to be doing over there, the women's team as well, and some hockey over there too.
Now, let me just rephrase what Jimmy just said. Jimmy will be doing a Winter Olympics preview while I sit here and twiddle my thumbs.
We're working your speech there, Atomic Vanek.
Anyway, our second debate topic will be, should Ryan Callahan, the heart and soul of the New York Rangers, remain a Ranger?
That's true. A lot of news there as well.
Remember you put next year's Super Bowl
Yeah,
predictions?
I know what I did. All right,
That's okay.
You just screwed up a lot already.
No, it's fine.
It works out. It does work out. What to expect next year for the New York Jets and the New York Giants?
And last but not least, Jimmy's rant.
Well played. I don't have one yet. Like a few weeks ago, I got to think of one throughout the show just to get
Don't
one.
worry, I'll be just as good as normal weeks.
Oh,
Anyway, so Super Bowl. Jimmy was right. We're just going to throw that out there, and
Yeah,
we'll
buddy.
never speak about that ever again. The Seattle Seahawks cruised early on to a 43-8 victory. Now, it looked like the tone of the game changed immediately, 10 seconds in. Actually, we'll say off the opening kickoff when Derek Coleman, first deaf player in the NFL, creamed Tremont Holiday in the 14-yard line. And then, isn't it great when Tremont Holiday gets creamed because he's 5'5"? It's like Napoleon getting hit.
Well, it's kind of like seeing Edelman out there, actually.
Yeah. It's like watching someone it's like watching, who was tall in high school? I don't know.
Saying a name wouldn't help our
Yeah,
fans
whatever.
that we don't have.
Anyway, 609-975-9689, Facebook.com/Jimmy Rants, and YouTube.com/Jimmy's Rants. Anyway, the tide changed immediately when Manny Ramirez thought he was playing baseball for a few minutes and hiked the ball to Peyton Manning without him watching.
No,
And
it wasn't Peyton Manning. It
It was the end zone.
It was trying to hit the 12th man in the stands.
And you know what was interesting? Wes Welker came out today and said, we didn't prepare for the sound.
You know, I can't take away from that because it really was louder than I
It
thought.
really was.
It was louder than I
But
thought.
it wasn't cold.
It wasn't cold, and it wasn't close either. 43-8. It was a terrible game to watch.
I know. And you know
You know,
what's even more terrible? The fact that I had the numbers at the third quarter. And
Yeah, you did.
second touchdown.
I
Really?
remember one of my friends is sitting right here in the corner going like this. Hey, who has those numbers? Oh, Steve has those numbers? Touchdown. He's
I
not
texted
happy.
Jimmy, what are the payouts?
Yeah, and I didn't respond. I did not respond.
I texted Ed, what are the payouts?
No one responded. No one responded. And then right down to that drive, boom, touchdown. It was, yeah.
The best part about the game was, well, Bruno Mars.
It was because the commercials sucked.
The commercials were awful.
Oh, yeah.
The game was awful. The Red Hot Chili Peppers were awful. What was the point of them?
I think the, I got a couple of little stats on that, but I think the commercials were terrible this year just because so many of them were leaked out that people saw them all already. And there wasn't much hype around sitting down watching the commercials.
Well, you know the best commercial was?
I don't.
Anna Kendrick's Newcastle commercial, which
When she
wasn't...
was jacked,
No,
walking down the street.
no, that's Danica Patrick.
Oh, that's not Patrick. Okay, I didn't see that one then.
Anna Kendrick, it's not a real commercial. Anna Kendrick for Newcastle talks about whether... You know who Anna Kendrick
Yes,
is,
of
right?
course. I love her.
Talks about whether she is beer commercial hot or not.
She's gorgeous in Up in the Air. She's gorgeous in Twilight.
Mhm.
She's gorgeous in...
Wait. Let's just hold on one second.
I have all of them.
Twilight.
I have all of them. Yes.
And
I
you
am admitting this right now. I have all of them.
and you laughed earlier when Lacey wanted us to talk about the Real Housewives.
Yeah, because
you watch a
I
movie-
love Kristen Stewart.
you
and
watch-
I love Anna Kendrick.
You watch movies about that little girls watch.
Yes.
Okay.
There's two gorgeous girls in there.
Kristen Stewart's really not a gorgeous girl. Just
Have you Google imaged her? Yes. Yes. I've done this.
You want to sit next to here? Sit next to me here?
No, you don't. No, I had Mexican food. You don't want to sit next to me.
Okay. Kristen Stewart, I think.
They don't want me to sit next to you.
I know. I think Al Qaeda is watching.
Wow, and I thought saying that Corona has a nice new friend in Tanaka was bad, and you pulled that one out. Anyways,
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl really just, we know we spent all that time talking about it.
And
I don't really want to talk about
There's
it.
nothing to talk about the Super Bowl.
But there is actually one thing.
What do you want to talk about?
Peyton Manning's legacy.
Yeah, we can. Well, actually, I want to talk about Malcolm Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually happy that he got the MVP.
Now both,
I really
now
was.
both brothers have a ring. You know who his brother is, right?
Malcolm Smith?
Yeah.
Torrey Smith?
No. Steve Smith of the New York
Really?
Giants.
I didn't know that.
Not the
Didn't
Steve
know
Smith
at
who
all.
plays for the Panthers.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, the Steve Smith of the Giants.
I was happy to see Malcolm Smith the MVP because I'm just so sick and tired of seeing the quarterbacks always.
I
win.
really
It just seemed how it
I
always
thought it was
is.
going to be Cliff Averill.
Okay.
He made Orlando Franklin look like a bum.
Mhm.
Like
Absolutely.
me and you playing offensive lineman for the Broncos, we would have done the same thing.
Wow, put me in the same sentence as the offensive line. Thanks.
The weight loss with Jimmy and Steve, our first weigh-in will be next week, actually, so stay tuned for that.
Mhm.
I lost another pound today. So you told me you lost 8 pounds when you were standing on a scale with 1 foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see how that works next week when we do our weigh-in.
You know, I gotta say it was. Anyways, though, speaking about the Super Bowl and what was going on that weekend, we really kicked off the weekend great.
Mhm.
Starting Friday night, actually. Friday night, we had gone out to Old Street where we did our initial show back on December 1st, and we met with the president of the responders.
We did not do that on Friday.
It was Thursday.
That was Thursday.
We met with Marty Aponte again. He's the president of the Responders Remembered Park, which is over in Wisconsin. If you have time, please go down there and visit, take a walk around. And if not, please look up their website, which we have posted, and donate if you can. It's a great cause. But so we met with him on Thursday night discussing what we're going to do for the show on Sunday. And lo and behold, never mind Sunday, we actually met with Marty Lyons on Saturday, which was wonderful. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and he did that awesome clip for us. And
He
you
did.
know,
You
for
can play it again?
those who missed it, hold on one second. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't.
Well, actually, I have just a straight clip.
Yeah, I got it right
We can
here.
play it again. Here.
Okay, you got it. You got
Yeah.
my clip version or yours?
I got it right here, absolutely.
Hi, this is Marty Lyons. You're listening to the Weekly Rant with John and Steve.
Oh, that's the first one.
That's the first one. There were a couple of takes, but here it is right here.
Hi, this is Marty Lyons of the New York Jets. You're listening to the Weekly Rant with Jim and Steve.
You know, when he did the first one, when he said with John and Steve, I immediately said, take 2.
And I'm thinking to myself, really, for this guy, I feel like he's just no one else. Hey, take 2, let's go get back over here. I'm like, bro, come on.
He said John and Steve, and he still can't even say Jimmy.
Yeah, this is pretty cool, actually. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but this is a good picture of him trying to get that out of there.
Well,
And he
that's
actually
a
had-
yearbook photo of you.
It might be. As you're talking about the muscular physique.
No, I'm talking about the girth.
Yeah. When did you? Yeah.
When did that become funny? I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say when did you look at my pants, but all right.
Whoa!
Anyways, yeah, he's a great guy.
Very nice.
I had no idea he lived in Smithtown.
Yeah.
Very nice. He exchanged numbers with us and even offered that he'd help out with the show, which was, whether that's just a heat of the moment.
Jimmy was thrilled that he got his first phone number in years.
Oh man, it was awesome. It boosted my confidence now.
We'll forget what you said.
I used to trick myself and ask myself my own number in the mirror.
And you got to turn down?
Yeah. All of a sudden, the guy in the mirror would spit toothpaste at me.
That's so
Anyways,
bad.
it was great, and he had signed a couple of things for us. He also signed the football for us.
Yeah,
which was
speaking
really
of the
nice.
football.
Yeah, where is that? Please tell me it's a surprise right now and you have it.
No, I don't have it. No.
Damn it. That
No,
was pretty funny. Your father won that in the auction,
my
though.
dad did win it, and he was actually really happy. He was more happy about the shirt than the thing.
I bet I'll call him tomorrow then.
About what?
You know, football.
You can pry for my dead hands.
Yeah. Anyways,
I got a jet now. Now it's worth millions of bucks to me.
Oh God, it was a great weekend.
It was a lot of fun.
It really was good time.
And
good show
Jimmy
out.
got to watch. Well, he didn't remember it, but he got to watch the Islanders lose to the Rangers on Friday night. I said the Islanders lost.
I was there. That's right. I was there. Wow, you nailed that one on the head. Wow, that was really good. What was it, like 4-1 or something?
No.
Well, yeah, it was.
What? No, yeah, there was an empty net
It was
goal.
4-1,
There was an empty net
4-1,
goal,
yeah.
Now you just gotta ask Vinny, what are you doing over there?
He's trying to fix our amp. He wants to try to actually upgrade. I trust him with all electronic stuff.
Do you trust me?
No,
Good
no,
point.
no.
Good idea. All right, so Peyton Manning's legacy. is a talk. Is a
This show is almost like my stories. We're just not
getting
along.
any.
No, we're not.
But I think it's actually good. You know why? Anyway, Peyton Manning's legacy. Right. Anyways, yes, it's a highly talked about topic this week. Peyton Manning, even though he did set the record for completions in a Super Bowl with, I think, 35, all of it was in the second half when they were down by 90.
Yeah.
Now, is Peyton Manning going to go down in history like Alex Rodriguez, a giant choke artist who can't make it when it counts?
No. I can't see that happening. I really can't. You look at the guy. The guy owns more records than anyone else. Okay, and I understand it comes down to the playoffs, and it's what can you do for me when it matters most. And yeah, people associate that with choke artists. Look, initially over the past couple of seasons, it was the team that was surrounded around him, and he couldn't go up and beat Brady every year. It was one of his biggest competitions, and now he goes up in the Super Bowl. He had a tough run to the Super Bowl, whether you like it or not. However you look at it, I understand the stats were great, but you know what? He still threaded the needle on a lot of his passes throughout the season. Finally, when it comes down to the Super Bowl, he's playing the number one defense. He can't catch a break.
He threw a lot of ducks.
He did, and both the ones that
they weren't touchdown ducks.
Well, the first one was, and I was very surprised. Actually, no, that wasn't a duck. That was because I've never. When I saw Manning throw that ball, I was so surprised. Mm-hmm. That is not like him.
No.
Normally he would tuck that ball in and take the sack. I could not believe that he threw that ball. I really couldn't. And all of a sudden, there it goes right to Malcolm Smith, and that starts off the game. Well, that continued the game because they had the safety in the beginning. But I was very surprised that he did that. When I saw that, first one of our friends, Ed, he's been on the show before. He came over for the Super Bowl, and after the safety, he said right away, "Game's over." Game's over. Now I laughed at him when he said that, and then I realized,
laugh at when he says a lot of things.
I do. I love him though, but it's true. And when they got that interception for a touchdown, I says, you know what? Just the look on Manning's face, yeah, this game is over.
He looked lost. He looked like Eli Manning. It's fitting. The Manning brothers play exactly the same way in MetLife Stadium against the Seahawks.
Yeah,
lost.
I mean, he still kept in touch with his two receivers, and Demarius Thomas, who had 120 yards and a touchdown. He had Wes Welker for 85 yards and that 2-point conversion.
And Julius Thomas had that miserable fumble when it was just ripped right out of his hands.
Yep.
They just weren't ready to play.
Yeah. Now, I never heard anybody speak about this, and taking the Pro Bowl out of the equation, to me, honestly, it's a Super Bowl. I understand what the week leads up to it or the days up to the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl week. I think they should just keep playing and not have that bye week between the AFC and NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. Just play the game.
Well, the Pro Bowl used to be after the Super Bowl.
Right.
And the reason they flipped it was because they wanted that extra week. And you know why they wanted that extra week?
For media week.
It's because it's an extra week in which we're talking about football. And
that way the NFL gets more money.
There you go.
Come on, like they need it. Watching now they do that's losing that lawsuit for $745 million.
That wasn't even accepted. That's going to go for a lot more than that.
Yeah, well, you're right. That was
going to go for over $1 billion. Don't worry about that.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's got it.
Okay.
But you put this on the rundown, so I guess we're going to have to talk about it. Russell Wilson's future. Now, Russell Wilson was drafted in the Rule 5 draft by the Texas Rangers via the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to report to spring training. They're making
He wasn't drafted by the Rule 5. He was picked up by Texas because of the Rule 5.
It's called the Rule 5 draft.
Was it called the Rule 5 draft?
Yeah. You know what the draft is for when they draft
rookies?
rookies?
Yeah, that's a typo then, because I remember what I read. It didn't say Rule 5. It just said Rule 5. It didn't say Rule 5 draft.
It's Rule 5 draft.
Not me.
It's all right. It's all right. Now, you know what the draft is when they pick the rookies?
No.
The Rule 4 draft. I bet you didn't know that.
Do you know what we just had for dinner?
Oh,
the Rule 3 dinner.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. Just go. Shoot.
Okay. So, Russell Wilson was drafted by the Texas Rangers, and he's going to report to spring training. They're even making a Topps baseball card of him. Now, this isn't really a subject of debate. Is Russell Wilson actually going to play baseball for real?
How cool would it be?
No.
The next Bo Jackson. The next
Deion
Sanders.
The next Brian Jordan.
Yes. Now, all he has to do, make the team.
Yeah.
Step up to plate.
Mm-hmm.
Get called out of the PA system. Boom. He's getting paid for life. He has medical benefits for life, and he does not have
true.
to. Very true. Major
have to.
League Baseball, if you're in the pros and you get your name, you're on the active roster, and you start, and your name is called over the speaker system, you get health benefits for life. Look it up. That's truth.
There's an article about Tim Burdack in which he was needing to get to that 10th year so he can get his health benefits.
I literally just read up on this because I saw during the media week, they had Roger Goodell on the board, and he was sitting there, and he was taking interviews, and he had taken a question from Vernon Davis.
Oh, that was a great question.
Okay, so you saw that.
I did.
All right, so now when I saw that, I read that article. And that article stated, whether there's truth behind it or not, I believe it was, because this is what I knew it as too, that once you get your name announced in that PA system, once you enter the ball field and you're playing the game, you're on the roster, you're now getting paid, or rather, you're now on the list for medical benefits the rest of your life.
I'm going to just say I don't believe it's true. If I'm wrong, hell, there's a good chance I am. But there's somebody known as Adam Goldberg who played for the Florida Marlins, now Miami Marlins, and he played in one at bat. He was hit in the head, and he played for the Chicago Cubs. He got hit in the head by a fastball.
Why does this story actually? Did they do an E60 on that?
They did, and he actually
just got called up. Sound familiar. Yes,
called up Miami Marlins this year and faced R.A. Dickey and struck out on 3 pitches.
That's right. I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he had health insurance throughout that entire period. So that's the reason why I'm not sure if that's a true statement. If you actually do know, if someone can look it up and give us a call, 609-975-9689. I don't proclaim that I know all the answers. I just think I do.
No kidding.
Russell Wilson, is he really going to play baseball? No.
No, he's not. But it'd be really cool. You know, players nowadays are much smarter, especially when you're playing the quarterback position and what you're prone to as far as the physical abuse of being hit in the head.
Especially when he's so small.
He is small. He is. And you know what? When you're playing baseball, it's nice to get away from the sport. But when you play football in this day and age, I understand the padding is much different now with the helmets that they have. But reality is, look, as much as I want to disagree with football, why they play once a week, man up and play more than that. Look, you're a quarterback. Use that off season to rest, relax, and get your head straight. Mm-hmm. They do take a lot of physical abuse. So, that being said, say there's a player who has a minor concussion. What's the last thing he wants to look at? A fastball coming 95 miles an hour, running that count to a full count, constantly seeing that your eyes are going back and forth. That's going to screw with your head a little bit. There's a lot of players out there, and this goes for all sports. Sometimes you don't know you have a concussion, you know, and that's all it really takes is moving your head real quick, moving your eyes real quick, watching that. You know, it's almost like when people have something wrong with their brain, like a brain tumor, and they see it flashing lights. It's gonna mess with them a little bit. So, anyways, is he gonna play baseball? I don't think so. He's gonna do the spring training. Sure, absolutely.
He could be a motivational speaker.
And you know what? That may get him more sponsorship deals.
That's what he's wanting.
Is that what it is?
Of course.
Because you see him, Gatorade picks him up for a couple of weeks or a couple of months during spring training. You know, hey, who knows? Maybe he'll bat behind Kinsler.
Kinsler's on the Tigers.
Right.
Sorry.
What did I say before the show? I'm not prepared at all.
Yeah, but that we actually talked about this.
I know,
trade
that was a big debate. That was a big debate.
We talked about it on the air.
Damn it.
For a while.
Damn it, that was a big one too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not my intention to call you Fielder.
Thank you.
Not my intention to call you out like that. It's really not.
Get that one, Fielder. Yeah, behind him.
Yeah. Okay. Works for me.
Okay. Good.
I think Russell Wilson's more of a leadoff hitter, though.
We're really going to talk about that?
No. Let's move on. Next year, who do you have win the Super Bowl?
Not winning yet, but going. I'm going to say it's going to be Denver and San Fran.
Okay. You don't think Seattle's going to have their chance to repeat?
No, Seattle has to have. I think this is their last year of that defensive core. They're going to have to re-sign a lot of players. And a lot of these players, especially as everyone else, once you win a Super Bowl, doesn't matter who you are, you're a part of that team, you want to get paid.
Look at Joe Flacco from last year.
Oh, my God. What was $110 million? $112 million? And what happened?
He sucks.
But he lost a lot of the team.
He still sucks.
He does. He does.
All right, so you have Denver, San Fran.
I have Denver, San Fran, and like this year, I'm gonna say San Fran's gonna win. I'm gonna pull for Denver. I said this year Seattle's gonna win, but I'm gonna pull for Denver.
All right.
So you can mark that.
I believe San Fran's going to make the Super Bowl as well. I do.
Okay.
I thought they should have made it this year. If it wasn't for the refs, they would have. Yeah. You heard me.
No, it's tough to argue that because I know the play you're talking about when Bullock went down.
Mm-hmm. Not even Bowman. I mean, the intentional groundings. There was a
They
lot
did
of
miss those, yes.
There was a lot of other play. There was
Bullock had that tough injury on the play where Lynch had fumbled the ball.
Yeah, but then they got the ball back on the next play, so that's
Right.
fine.
It
But then they had
out.
the 15-yard penalty in which the ball was shoved, and then 10 seconds later he runs into the pole. And, stuff like that. I mean, there was a lot of different stuff. But, from my AFC team, I don't think it's going to be the Broncos. I think Peyton Manning's going to get 1 year older. People have realized how to beat him. If they keep going with that, it's going to be a good thing. They could probably beat him. I think it's going to be the Indianapolis Colts. I really think that they have what it's going to take to make the Super Bowl. You know what? This year with Andrew Luck, they really got under their own. And they had some tough times, but when they were at their best, they beat the best. They beat the Seahawks. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Niners. They beat all these good teams, and they lost. They played down to their opponents. So if they can continue, I mean, they had no problem with the KC game. They were down. What were they down? 35-6, and they came back and won. You know what? Indianapolis has proven they're still a young team, and they lost Reggie Wayne early in the year last year. They're going to get him back. They're going to be able to make enough moves to get what they need in order to have a really successful year. I think the Colts can be the dark horse to make the Super Bowl of the AFC.
That was the one team I was thinking about choosing over Denver, and they Andrew Luck showed this year that he really is very impressive.
Or really bad.
Yes.
He's either really good or really bad.
And it was so detrimental to that team when Reggie Wayne went down.
Say that 5 times fast. Nope.
Yeah, when Reggie Wayne went down. Well, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, okay. So I see where you're going.
I think the Colts really are a much better team. You know what? I'm sure that Grigson and Jim Irsay are going to focus more on defense this offseason. Their offensive line is good. Their running back, Trent Richardson, is disgustingly horrible. But Donald Brown has shown he could be a starting running back, and no one expected that out of a UConn guy.
What an awkward trade that was.
I know.
The way it panned out in the end of the season.
For both teams, it just didn't do any. And the Cleveland Browns finally got a coach, and then Dan Quinn of the Seattle Seahawks said, "I would have went."
Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden,
I would have taken the job. Oh, that's a mess. But let's switch gears. Let's go to hockey.
Well, I got a question about.
You got a question?
Yeah. Well, no, on-air opinion question to you.
Sure.
Our next topic is going to be about Thomas Vanek and the New York Islanders.
Okay.
Following that is our debate about Thomas Vanek.
You want to just combine the two?
Yeah. Do you want to have a...
We're actually spending time about the New York Islanders.
Hey, listen, I'm all for it. Let's talk about Vanek. Let's talk about it. We can break into it a little bit. Thomas Vanek, I saw him... I saw him when he first came up in the 07-08 season. He got drafted in 2006. That's such a lie. He came up in 05, but he first played in 06. That's where it is. Now, he came up with Buffalo, and he had 2 40-goal seasons. He played on a President Cup winning team with the Buffalo Sabres. They had Danny Briere. Ryan Miller was in net then as well as he is now. Thomas Vanek, Jason Pominville. They had Derek Roy.
They still have Max Finneganno.
They had Max Finneganno for the President season. I have his jersey.
You've worn
I have like 4 of them. Where are
there.
they? No, I have them all over, actually.
Just not.
I have his autograph in my bedroom, too. But,
you also have a picture of Mario Lemieux's autograph in your bathroom.
yeah, I do. That's cool, right?
No.
I have a Jamie McLennan autograph.
That's even more.
Yeah, it is. I
got Donald Brashear bobble glove doll.
That's kind of ironic.
Yeah, that's the point.
Anyway, so Thomas Vanek, there's been news coming out that yesterday he told his agent, after working on a couple of deals before the trade
deadline.
Thank you, that he's not going to make a deal and sign with the Islanders right now.
He was offered 7 years, $50 million, and he turned it down. And he said, "Islanders, it's not you, it's me."
He also said he's not going to rule them out come free agency.
Great. That
Which
makes me
says
feel
right
so much
there.
better.
Which
It's
says right there, I'm gonna go
it's
free agency.
basically when I say No offense,
But
your jersey sucks.
come on, I'm supporting the Olympics.
You're supporting the Russians.
I'm supporting the weight loss program as this barely fits me. This is the Centennial 1996 Atlanta Winter Games.
Russian jersey.
No, it's just a generic red, white, and blue hockey jersey.
And how much of that gut you have to suck in to fit in there?
Never mind that. I am wearing an Under Armour skin tight shirt under here to help me out.
And one of those
Hey, in the past couple
bands-
weeks, have you seen this chair fall?
Yes, I saw it fall last week.
It did not fall last week. It just slowly sinks.
See, that's what I said on this chair. You did offer me one of those chairs. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay away.
I did. So Thomas Vanek.
Let's go into the debate. I've had enough.
Yeah, we got the
It's
gist
too
of it.
depressing.
You let me start off, actually, so I'll let you start off. You let me start during the Super Bowl show. Thank you. Go ahead.
No, I started during the Super Bowl show
Did you?
because you wanted the last word.
Oh, I did. I didn't listen to you.
So, Jimmy, is Thomas Vanek a good fit for the New York Islanders?
Is he a good fit? Yes, I'm changing it right now. Should he be there? No. No, he shouldn't be there.
So you just changed your opinion right now on the air?
Well, yeah, I mean,
So I got to change my opinion right now on the air?
what am I supposed to be taking? That he should be there?
You're right.
Because I'm so confused.
You should
though.
go. You're right. You can go. You can say that.
All right. Well, should he go? Yeah, like I said, I think. Is he a good fit? He's a good fit. Should he go? Absolutely.
Let's just say on your end that. What was the question?
I have to go back and look at your text messages and see what we had discussed. But
I was gonna say.
Thomas Vanek says, is Vanek a good fit for the Islanders?
Okay, so Zach can go 50 hours.
I think my thing was that they both stay.
Yeah, you were.
Okay, I'll take the stay side. Okay, I'll take the stay side. I don't want to, but I will.
No, then change it. No, you can go.
All right, should he go? No, I'll take the stay side. I
Okay.
will. So I think he should stay. Apparently. The reason
Wow,
I
sounds
think
so convincing.
The reason I think he should stay is if you look at the standings and the stats, well, screw the standings, but the stats since December 22nd, who's at the top of the leaderboard in most points? You have Vanek, Okposo, and Tavares. Now, I used to love Molson being with the Islanders, but, yeah, they don't miss him, and when you make an acquisition for a player like Vanek, and now you're playing better with him opposed to Molson, never mind what you lost in that deal, being your draft picks. They worked out great. Why are you going to now lose him? You see what you can possibly have in the future.
Well, my mind just got blown because my opinion had to change 45 times in the past 5 seconds. No! Thomas Vanek should go. Anyone who does not want to be here, you know what? I don't want you here. Get that out of here. And yes, Thank
you.
I bleep myself out.
All right.
We don't want you here. If you don't want to be on Long Island, go. We'll find somebody else. You know what? Anyone can play with John Tavares. Vanek's been great because it's gotten Kyle Okposo to be more confident. But Kyle Okposo was more confident at the end of last year when he was in Pittsburgh. That series has revitalized him. And you know what? Even though the stats have improved with Vanek there, Kyle Okposo and John Tavares is a force to be reckoned with. They can find any knucklehead to play on the first line with those two guys, and they'll be okay. Use that money elsewhere. We need defensemen. We need a goaltender. We don't need to spend $8 million a year on a guy who doesn't even want to be here.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You should have to spend the money on a guy who doesn't want to be here. And yes, maybe Tavares can make other players better. Clearly, he didn't make Molson better. All right, because Vanek came in. Vanek's doing a much better job. And you know what? You're absolutely right, though. The Islanders do need just finish that. Oh, and then hit send.
That's not what she's asking.
I don't know if we're linked up or whatever the case may be.
She may be saying the feed's not working.
Sorry for having trouble with the phone line, by the way. Not sure if we are. We just had one of our guests send me a message here. So Thomas Vanek staying with the Islanders, he needs to stay there. He really does. When you have a fit with Tavares just signed his contract to stay there. Okay? All right. Tavares just signed his contract to stay there. He needs that wingman to be there. Now, whether Okposo decides to re-sign his contract, I think his is up in, 2 years?
No, 4. He just signed a 5-year extension.
He just, all right. Well, so whatever. Even more of a reason. What they've just done in the past 2 months. And they had those points. Guess what? The Islanders are 11 points behind the Rangers? Not for nothing. The Eastern Conference in the NHL kind of resembles the Eastern Conference in the NBA. It's a couple of games over 500 for the last couple of places. Anybody is still in it. Now, you're not going to see a Ranger Island matchup the rest of the year because they're only playing 5 times. But you know what? That type of a situation, when you have a top line like that, you got to do everything you possibly can to keep that together. You know, enough is enough. Everything, the Islanders have gone downhill since the Spano era. All right, everything, and if you've seen my post, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm not going to read it the whole thing. But it's about time the Islanders make the right move. And you don't have a goalie. I understand that. You have Poulin backing up Nabokov, who's on his way out, and Poulin is irrelevant. Look, find a goalie in the draft system. You got to keep that top line. That's one of the best lines in the NHL.
I missed all of that, but I'm sure it was intelligent in every way, shape, and form. Is that what I think it says?
No, I don't even know what it says.
Okay. Moving on. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. You know what? We've had a lot of malcontents on Long Island after they've been traded. You know, normally they warm up. Look at Yevgeny Nabokov. He got here, didn't want to be here at first, even held out for a year. Came here, loved it. Lubomir Wisnowski wanted to get an arbitrator to rule that he should not have been here. And then he signed back. He signed back for 2 more years. Vanek, you know what? I'm just going to say it again. If you don't want to be here, go. We don't need that. We don't need to deal with that. We have enough problems with the team as it is. And I know I'm saying we, and everyone's probably going to rail on me for saying
play for the team.
I don't play for the team, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm a fan. I should be allowed to use the word we because I'm a fan. But either way, Vanek, great player. He's lazy. He doesn't play all the time. He's on and off. He's very inconsistent. He's bad in the defensive zone. You know what? We can find someone who's better than that.
All right. You're going to win this one. That's a good point. He really doesn't play any defense at all. I understand that. And the Islanders don't have much defense themselves, so it doesn't help out. No. Where do you think Vanek's going to go? If he doesn't stay here, where do you think he's going to go? Their front runner right now is Minnesota.
I don't think he goes there. They can't afford him. They don't have enough.
It could be because of Parisi and Suter. I understand that. He'll have to take a lower deal.
But Healy does come off the books after the year, so they may have some money to free up. But the issue is, I think in the end, he's going to get traded. He won't be on the Islanders come March 5th. They will trade him prior to. I have a feeling that he's either going to go to St. Louis or Detroit, maybe even Pittsburgh if they can give enough. But the problem is, this trade, if the trade on his face was Molson for Vanek, I say I do this trade 5 times over and continue every time. But the first and the second is very tough. Granted, the first round pick this year is top 10 protected, so they won't have to trade if they do fall in the bottom 10 in the league. But what are they going to get back in return? They're not going to get what they've paid. They've already lost the first and second. They're not going to get a first and second for Vanek. If they do it immediately, get rid of him, and you know what? Try and sign Molson back in the offseason. There's no harm, no foul. Worst case scenario, you lose a first, or you have a lower first later on, but you know what? That's the best you can do in this situation.
You know, call me crazy.
You are.
I think players are going to return.
You think Vanek will
I think Molson's coming back,
I agree.
and I think Vanek is going back to Buffalo.
Wow.
Now, you know, your reaction is going to be a lot of the Sabre fans' reaction, and I have a lot of friends who are from Buffalo. And I've said this since day one, and I've only gotten garbage from them from day one, that Vanek will not come back if Miller stays. If Miller stays in Buffalo. Now, he wants out. He wants out in the worst way. If they offer him enough to stay, he's going to have one thing saying, you know what, I'll stay. Bring back Vanek. I think that'll be the only reason why Miller will stay and Vanek will come back. If they don't make that whole thing happen, you watch next year, Miller's out, Vanek's gone.
They suck. Why would he?
They do suck, but you know what? Those are the 2 players left in Buffalo that have been there since day one. They are the team. That is the Buffalo Sabres. It's just, that's what it is. Miller's been in net since day one. He's top 10, easily top 10 goalie in the NHL. And they have him for the Sabres. They want to keep him, but Miller wants out. They need to entice him to stay. Bringing back Vanek could help. It really can. They have a lot of money left on the table right now to spend. Pagul is just being a D-bag and doesn't want to spend any of it.
Didn't he just say he's ready to spend money?
He said that last year too,
Yeah,
and he didn't do it. And on top of that, now bringing in LaFontaine, guess what? Give him the freaking leeway. Say, bro, make your decisions. I will open up my pockets and wallet and shell out the money. I don't care. They brought in LaFontaine for a reason. Let's see it happen. Keep Miller there. Bring back Vanek. See what you can do.
All right. Good talk. Let's go into the Olympics so I can take a few minute break.
We have
Oh, the Olympics. I'm sorry.
we do.
What am I doing? I'm.
This, well, I think it's because we had such a good show actually on Sunday.
We're having a great show right now. This is fun.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is actually more of an enjoyable, relaxed show. Football season's over.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with our lives?
It's gonna slow down a lot. It's gonna slow down. We're gonna do this show in the same pace that you watch a baseball game at. So we're gonna have to find some interesting stuff to talk about.
And hopefully it's going to be the Olympics, which starts on Friday.
Starts on Thursday.
Whatever.
I'm going to talk about that. But, then,
thankfully we have a bartender here today for our show. In order to help Jimmy, can you pass just a plain old high quality H2O? We have good service here. So thank you, Vinny, for all your help while this goes on. I know you were talking about this, but I was listening to what the Sochi Olympic song is this year, and you know what I realized? I want the World Cup music because
get the World Cup music up, and when you get it, I just want to say something real quick. NBC is doing something very different this year. They're trying out. What they're doing is, for the first time ever, they're starting the Olympics on February 6th. The date is insignificant here, and just naming it, putting it out there.
Playing the music?
Wait, hang on one second. What they're doing is they're starting the Olympics now, figure skating, and they're also doing some half pipe with Shaun White on Thursday. Then they're doing the opening ceremonies. This is a big step for NBC. I'm going to have to do a little research and read into why it's so.
Really? I got it right here for you.
Well, of course it's
money.
Of course it's money.
Dick Ebersol's never going to pass up a chance.
Well, but to see that they're doing the Olympics before the opening ceremony, I mean, maybe it's because the athletes have been there for a few days and they want to get it going. But this is the first time NBC is allowing events to happen, and then...
Speaking of athletes being there, did you see the Canadian hockey rooms?
No, but what I did you see the pictures I posted today?
Yes.
And the Canadian Bowl, the Canadian Moose has arrived.
No, the Canadian hockey team. The
Three beds.
3 beds.
Yep.
Side by side. It's literally this piece of paper, 1, 2, 3, with a little table in between.
In between all of them, yeah.
Oh,
and
great.
Did you see what's in front of the beds?
The wall.
Yes. Nothing. No couch,
It's
no
a
table, no chairs.
sardine.
That's it.
I stayed in when I was in Vancouver, Calgary. Sorry, it was Calgary.
You didn't say it right.
Calgary.
Nope.
Calgary.
Nope.
Calgary.
Thank you.
Is that really how it's pronounced?
That's how it's pronounced up there. Calgary.
I was just making something stupid.
No, that's right. Calgary. That's
all right. When I was in Calgary, we stayed in the Olympic dorms for the hockey team. Those things were huge. They were quads. They were incredible. But like I was saying, World Cup music, better. We're gonna keep this on.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. All right, so Olympic talk. We got a lot going on. We'll go over the hockey teams in a few minutes, but in the meantime, skeleton. The skeleton, we do have a New Yorker in John Daly. John Daly graduated Smithtown High School. He went to college then again upstate, I believe it was. He has course records up in Lake Placid, and he was elected to the 2010 Winter Olympics team that went to Vancouver, and then back this year, January 18th, he was selected for the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympic team, which is great to see him. He's a Smithtown native. He's a good friend of mine as well. He'll be appearing on the show in March after he competes in the Olympics. We wish him nothing but the best of luck. He's got a great team going in with him this year, though. Very, very strong team. And John Daly, Matt Antoine, and Kyle Tress. Very strong team. Now, they've been together for a little while. And also on the women's side, you have Noelle Pace and Katie Valander.
You almost said that correct. Yeah, it looks like a year. It's Eulander.
Oh, Eulander. That's my own handwriting. I'm sorry. But, you gotta give these guys and these girls a lot of credit because this is one sport you gotta have a lot of cojones to do. I gotta tell you, that helmet better be made of cement. These guys and girls are going down that pike 95 miles an
On
hour.
their last Olympics,
You know.
someone passed away. They fell
That's
right
true.
off the track.
On a trial run.
Yeah, fell right
You know,
off
and
the
that was
track.
unfortunate.
Not what I want.
You know, there's a lot of things going on YouTube now. John Daly with one of his good friends who's on the bobsled team, and Steve Langton. If you go
That's
on
not
YouTube,
Lolo Jones?
no, it's not Lolo Jones. She is on the women's bobsled team. You may know her from Team USA, the track and field that she runs. Now, Steve Langton is on the bobsled team, and him and John Daly have a show on YouTube called the Daily Nitro, D-A-L-Y, Nitro. You should check it out. It's really funny. It gives you an in-depth look at their personalities together and, you know, how they really interact with one another. It's great to see them together. They're a comical group. But, you know, so they're going in, and there's a lot of videos out there of skeleton if you want to look into it. And it's crazy. John Daly said it best in his most recent interview. What's it like to be out there? And he said, you know what, one of his best pieces of advice that he had gotten, actually, and he uses till this day, is it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he says. If he messes up curve 1, it's not like he can go back and correct it. He has to continue to
curve 1. He better hope he stays on the track.
Exactly. And when you're watching these guys, they're using their feet to balance. I'm sure they're using other parts of their body to balance themselves, but it's their feet that's almost controlling them as they're touching. I don't even know what you would call that.
It was more like an alpine slide.
Yeah.
But you know, we're gonna ask. I'm sure we're gonna ask John when he comes on. I really want to know what the hell they're thinking when they're going down. Is it, oh my God, holy crap, what the hell is wrong with me? I really want to know that.
And you know, they do this for a living. It's not like they do it just for the Olympics. They do it all year round, year after year after year, traveling around the world.
Do you know, their heads are so close to the thing. Do you think they get concussions?
You would think it would happen over time from vibrations or, you know.
You know, I'm sure, like, you know, when I'm on Great American Scream Machine, Great Adventure, my head goes, like,
They got rid of that coaster.
they did?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know. I went there this year.
It was gone.
And I think Vinny's like our version of Jerry Recco. Just off camera, just talking.
WFAN, you got to give them some props there. But now, if you look actually on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Jimmy Rants, you'll see I had posted pictures courtesy of CBS Sports. Really neat pictures actually that were taken throughout the week of a lot of the athletes, you know, working on their game, if you will. Everything from the downhill skiing to the luge, to the bobsled, to the skeleton. I got a couple of pictures in there from the half pipe. And you can see the final picture that I put in there is a picture of what you get when you have $51 billion to spend. It looks like a city that's a theme park. There's one picture at night. It is gorgeous. It's the last one that I posted up. It's just absolutely beautiful. Also, in the Olympics, we're looking at hockey. I think this year is going to be a strong year for Team USA.
I highly disagree.
I think it's going to be a strong year.
They're missing the best player in the United States right now.
And you're going to say...
Kyle Okposo.
Kyle Okposo. You're wrong.
I am not wrong.
You're
Well, sorry, you're right. The second best player in the USA.
Really?
Yeah.
He's better than Dustin Brown.
Yes. Dustin Brown has been horrible this year.
He's better than Patrick Kane.
No,
He's better than Ryan Kessler.
Yes.
He's better than TJ Oshie.
Yes.
No, Patrick.
Yes.
How about Joe
Yes.
Pavelski? No.
Yes.
Now I'm keeping the goalies out because they don't score or anything like that. Ryan Sutter, he's on defense. Doesn't matter. Phil Kessel.
Yes.
No. I don't think he's better
He
than
is
those
the
players.
second highest American scorer this year. He has been a beast.
Because of the line he's on.
He played half the year on the Nielsen Bailey
Listen, I
line.
agree with you. I truly agree with you. I wish he was on the team. I really do.
He's better
But
than
you say he's the second best player
he's
on that
better
team.
than
You're wrong.
David Backus, Dustin Brown, Ryan Callahan. We'll skip defensemen because they don't matter.
You know, I'm going to bring this up. There was like I told you earlier, there was a conversation I saw amongst a few friends, and you're totally wrong on this.
I'm totally
This
right.
comes down to what would you rather have? When you have a player who scores a bajillion goals and that's about it, doesn't know anything about defense or team playing or chemistry, nothing like that, or would you have the all-around athlete who can contribute to the game?
Kyle
Maybe he
Okposo.
won't score so much.
Okposo plays defense.
You have a ton of those players on this team.
You have
a ton of them on this team.
You have Derek Stepan. You have Ryan Callahan, who can't stay healthy. You have all of these guys. Yet you have a power forward
You're
And
putting
Kyle
out
Cosner-
Callahan and that he can't stay healthy. If that's your only argument, that's you just nitpicking.
Really?
Yes.
Because him not being on the ice is me nitpicking?
He's going to be on the ice.
You sure?
He scored 2 goals tonight. They fully expect him to be
And
in the lab this week.
he also
They're
probably
not taking him
he
out.
also probably broke his leg 5 minutes ago, and we don't know about it yet because we've been on the air.
Look, they're not taking him out for the last 3 games of the
That's a
season.
mistake because he is like Mr. Glass.
You know what? He's not. He's absolutely not. He's out there game in and game out. He will play through an injury. If there's an injury significant enough that he needs to sit out, yeah, he'll sit out a game or two. But he played for freaking Team USA. Do you really think Ryan Callahan, that mentality that he has, captain of the Rangers, he's not going to be captain of Team USA, but you know what, playing for Team USA, do you really think if he thought he wasn't healthy enough to play in the Olympics that he'd play this week for the
Yes.
Rangers? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. He would gladly take himself out of the game for the Rangers to play for Team USA. The Rangers clearly do not need him. He knows that. They do not need him. The Rangers are next to a mediocre team, 8 games over 500. What's he going to do coming down a stretch with 3 games left for the Olympics? He wants to play for Team USA. He wants that gold. They were upset in 2010 from Sidney Crosby.
You really call
Going
that?
final.
You really call that upset?
Absolutely.
Team Canada was the better
Oh my
team.
God, that was such an upset. I call it upset because if Team USA got there, they made it to overtime and a fluke freaking goal just because Parise scored that goal to tie the game up at the end of the game. And all of a sudden he made that turnover and here comes Team USA in the zone.
It's an upset when the best team in the world beats.
I would consider it an upset because you know what? Once you bring it to overtime, once Parise scores that last-minute goal, guess what? USA deserves to be there. Now it's even.
Does USA
even
deserve to win?
Sure, they did. Absolutely,
So
they
did
did.
Canada.
Of course, they did, but I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. It'd be 50.
How is that an upset that Canada won?
Because once it comes down to overtime between those two teams, solid ground, even it ain't no upset. The only reason why I consider it upset is because it was in Vancouver. That's the only reason why I would consider that then at that point an upset because Crosby scored.
I'm so confused. So because Canada was basically home, they got an upset victory over the United States?
Yes, I think the United States had the upper hand. They played better. They played much better. They were more dominant, absolutely. And all of a sudden, down the stretch, here comes Zach Parise. They tie the game up. That's great. They go to overtime, and one little mistake. USA had the upper hand. They outplayed them the entire time in that gold medal game. They outplayed their asses off against Canada. Canada had 2 garbage goals. USA should have won that.
My head hurts.
I'm glad it does. I think USA is going to make it back to the gold medal game this year. However, I think it's going to be against Russia.
Okay. I don't know anything about Olympics, so I'm not going to make an opinion. And I'm just going to quit. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Because we are going to go way over today. You can find this show if you can't watch the entire hour in probably 15 minutes at youtube.com/Jimmy's Rants, JIMMYSRANTS. You can find us on facebook.com/Jimmy Rant. That's JIMMYRANTS. You can find us on twitter.com at twitter.com/Jimmy's Rants. Or you can email us at any time at jimmysrants@gmail.com. Okay. Callahan. We talked about him for a few minutes. Should he remain a Ranger? I guess since you went first the last time, I guess I have no choice but to go first with my idiotic opinion. All right, Callahan should go. You know what? He's not that good of a player. He really isn't. He's injury prone. He can't stay on the ice often. And you know what? He's not that good. He's gritty. But is he gritty enough to really warrant a $42 million contract? 6 years over $42 million? I don't think so. He's not worth $7 million. John Tavares is one of the best players in hockey, gets paid $5.5 million a year right now. Ryan Callahan's not worth more than John Tavares. You know what? You can say he's a leader. Great. If you really want him to remain a Ranger, take a discount. The Rangers are an overpriced cap team. They don't need that. They don't need to spend that money now. Might as well trade him and see what they can get for him now.
Name me one, because I know there's none, so good luck. Name me one captain who is a better team leader than Callahan.
I wish I knew all the captains in hockey. I have no idea.
Because the answer is none. Seriously, the
What about,
answer
what
is
about,
none.
what about Dustin
No,
Brown?
no, absolutely not. Why? Just because they won a Stanley Cup?
How about Zach Parise?
Why? Just because he's getting paid $1 million and a bajillion dollars?
He was
rather.
a Team USA captain, so wouldn't he?
Doesn't make a difference. I'm not talking about Team USA.
You just talked about how it's the pinnacle and.
We're moving on now.
Okay.
We're moving on. I'm talking about the NHL. What's going on here?
I have no idea. Give me
Okay.
a list of all 32 captains or 30 captains, and I'll let you know later.
Nope, not at all. You know what? To pay a player to be the captain is one thing, and I see where you're coming from. Yeah, his numbers aren't there, and yeah, he's been, I don't want to say injury prone. He's had 2 injuries, and both of which have just kept him out a significant time. One being the knee, one being the shoulder. That's the only times he's been injured. Okay, now. As a Ranger, he is a Ranger. He is the Rangers. Aside from Lundqvist, he's the guy that they're going to want to keep, that they're going to keep around. He's their team. Everybody looks up to him. I don't know a single player in the NHL who hustles more than him, who shows more dedication, who's more devoted to being out there and showing the players how they want them to play game in and game out. I'm not going to pay a player as much as Callahan wants just because of that style of play. But to rule him out and say, no, he has to go? Absolutely not. The Rangers did offer him 5 years, 35, opposed to the 742 that he wants. All right, so how about 638?
That's still too much. You don't understand. He's nothing more than a third-line player. You're going to pay a third-line player that much money. He's not worth it. He's gritty. You know who I compare him to if you want to talk about grit? You're going to slap me right off the stage. Cal Clutterbuck!
We need things on this set that are objects that cause physical harm but not permanent damage. I'm thinking like a noodle from a pool.
Oh. I was going to give you a razor blade now.
You should use that for your beard.
That's pretty good.
And as Vinny just cuts his beard off the air. No, if you really want to talk about play, I'm not.
So Cal Clutterbuck's better than Callahan?
I never said that. I just said they're similar. Ryan Callahan. The only thing that Ryan Callahan has over Cal Clutterbuck is the fact that he has leadership ability. They're the same type of player. They're both gritty. They both get in the corner. They both work hard. They both put in a few goals here and there. And they both
Clutterbuck's
hit.
mustache is more team leading than Clutterbuck is.
Well, it's part of him.
Sorry to interrupt you. Wow. Really?
Yep.
No. Absolutely not. The Rangers have the money to spend. All right? Now, they may
Those are words
not,
you don't hear often.
They may not spend it wisely. Ever. But you know what? They do. They do. And guess what? There's not a single Ranger fan in the world who's ever going to agree with you on any point you just said. Okay? And now, you know what? I'm sure you'd say the same thing about any Islander fan, about what I just said about Poso. They're not going to agree with me either. But you know what? As even a hockey fan, okay? Any hockey fan is going to tell you, yeah, guess what? Callahan may not deserve top dollar, but he's tier 2. Easy tier 2. He ain't no third-line player. Absolutely not. Hands down. No way. He may appear so because the Rangers are so inconsistent that they can't find chemistry where someone like Callahan does, in fact, belong. They need to not necessarily rebuild, but add those pieces here and there. Callahan deserves whatever money he wants. Any Ranger fan will say, yes, give it to him. Absolutely give it to him. He is our captain. He plays hard game in and game out. What more could you possibly ask for? He's going to be a 20-goal scorer every year.
So is Cal Clutterbuck.
Great. That's fantastic. A Ranger fan's mentality is much different. And this can be you and me arguing between Ranger fan and Islander fan. I want him. 742? Hey, so be it. Great. I got Callahan for 7 years. I love it. That's fantastic.
I mean, if you keep talking for a few seconds.
You're an idiot. You're a moron. You're an Islander fan.
Well,
You're a
you
Jets
just
fan.
said 4 things that are all the same thing, so,
As you all know, it was Steve's birthday this past weekend. Or yesterday, rather. That was wonderful. We'll be celebrating that this weekend.
It's Saturday at Croxley's. If any of our listeners are listening and they want to buy me a beverage, awesome.
Any of our listeners are listening.
Yeah. Oh,
Makes more sense to say if our fans are listening.
oh.
They're
You have to.
they're
You have
listeners,
to.
they're listening.
You have to assume that they're fans first, and
You know what that means?
we have no fans, and no one's coming.
No, it just makes an ass out of you.
Well, that's a first.
What did you bring here, Rob? You said you brought dessert.
I did. I brought dessert. You want some?
No, what is it?
Brownies
No, I
and
don't
then
eat
some
brownies.
coffee cupcake.
That could be a problem.
Well, I'm leaving it here, so you're screwed.
That could be a problem.
My mom didn't want them in the house, and quite frankly, neither did
So,
I.
hey, I'm in a weight loss competition against Jimmy. I'll take them. Gimme. I'll bring them to him. No problem.
Jimmy said the other day that he hopes that he loses the competition to me because he doesn't want me to have to buy
I feel bad.
Yankee tickets. He feels bad. I don't want you to feel bad.
And you know what I want? I want one of those Shake Shack burgers.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah, they're delicious. I never had until last year.
Dude, they open in Westbury. You should go when you're out in
Wow, I didn't know that.
Right by the Roosevelt Field Mall or Source Mall.
I went last year to a Met game. I was given free tickets.
Shocker.
They paid for a lot, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And
You bought me a beer.
we were about that's right. Oh, you don't think that's what we're talking about. We were about 10 rows behind the field, behind home plate rather. And that was
You didn't invite me to sit with you though. That was depressing.
Yeah, I couldn't because no one was around.
Yeah.
It was bring your dog to the park.
Yes, the park at the park.
Park at the park. There were more dogs in the stand than there were people.
Well, and you counted as a dog.
Fans. Damn it.
All right, let's move on from this Callahan conversation. Good job, Jimmy. You win. Because I had the most asinine argument ever. Well, you can be a fan of our show if you want to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/JimmyRant. You know, we're over the 9 o'clock hour, so it's okay. We'll keep on going for more excitement of the weekly rant with Jimmy and Steve. Now, the other day, today, Jimmy told me that he wanted to do a 10-hour show, in which my response was, I would kill him if we got past hour 2.
You're going to kill me at the end of this.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
thought of my rant.
It's probably about...
You're going to want to kill me so
I
bad.
want to kill you now.
Then you're going to want to decapitate me.
And great news, guys. In 2 weeks, we will not be having a show because Jimmy will be away.
That's not true.
That's
It's
not true.
Come back.
Jimmy is going to drive back from
I
Villa
will.
Roma 2.5 hours just to do this show. That shows dedication.
That is.
You know what I'd rather be doing that weekend? Nothing.
It is dedication, determination. Steve, what do you think of the Jets next year?
Ah, they suck.
I know, so do the Giants, but let's try to make something of this
All right,
conversation.
You know what? The Jets just told Geno Smith that he should be acting like a Jet. Now, which is funny, because if Geno Smith is acting exactly like a Jet.
Say about that right now.
He's acting exactly like a Jet's supposed to act. Getting kicked off airplanes, being a malcontent. You are acting like a Jet. You are taking advantage of your coach. I don't understand. He is acting like a Jet. Why are they telling him to act like a Jet when he's already doing it? It's ridiculous. And then Rex Ryan goes on the air saying, I don't think he's going to be the starting QB next year. What the hell are you doing?
I don't know what they're doing because they're going to be getting. They're letting go of Sanchez.
They should.
Okay, well, I think they're going
They
to.
have to.
So if they're letting him go, who's the third string?
Matt Sims. Well, no, they'll get somebody. They'll sign Michael Vick, so they'll bring the dog pound.
This is
to-
why I want a TV right here, just so we can go back and what I've said once before. Now, I wouldn't want to replay that clip since when I did mention Matt Sims, I caused you to drop the F-bomb.
Yes, you did. But I said he was.
That's why I asked you
said
who
he's
the
gonna
third quarterback was.
That's why I said he's gonna be the third string.
So,
But now, and if we did, I wish we could have a TV up there so we could just watch our reactions if we turn around and see ourselves. Because after listening to you talk about, I don't remember what.
well, it's either the TV. Oh, some feedback. It's either the TV or a basketball hoop that we're going to put back here.
I'm Jewish.
Yeah, the only
you're awful
reason
at
why,
sports, so I'm not sure
one
which-
reason why we may not put the basketball hoop is because Vincenzo over here in Peanut Gallery does want to build one for us.
I actually got very upset
Why? Because he called you Vincenzo?
because I've already started with the basketball.
I'm sorry.
the TV.
This was $3.99. This was $3.99 during Super Bowl week. I bought it just to buy
I mean,
it.
I'm going to use that.
So you might use it.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. But we may have people come visit us and they may try and throw it off our heads and into the hoop. I don't want to get hit in the face with the ball. I'm ugly enough. Come on. Which is, I don't know what that makes you if I'm the face of the show and you're the face, like the talent face of the show.
It's just as bad. You hear the face.
Whatever.
I don't know. But the
So-
Giants, I'm on the same boat with you for the Jets as I am. As
Giants
the
got a new
Giants.
offensive coordinator, though. Bob McAdoo, the quarterback
And he
coach
for the
Packers.
Packers, yeah.
Really doesn't. They don't need a quarterback coach because Aaron Rodgers can coach himself.
And if he can coach himself, how much is he going to help out the Giants?
Nothing.
Now, here's my thing on that. It's nice to see him come in. The way I look at him coming to the Giants is the same way I look at, I'll bring it back, as the New York Rangers. They have a great team on paper. Okay? Now, when you bring in McAdoo, that's great. It looks good on paper because you associate him with Aaron Rodgers. But what's he going to do? How can you possibly correct Eli Manning? Eli Manning needs a lot of corrections. He's in the league.
10 years.
Not 10 years. Is it 10 years
Yeah,
now?
he was drafted in
I was gonna
04.
say 10. Okay, so 10 years now. And he's won 2 Super Bowls. And he has 2 Super MVPs. Never mind how he gotten them. Just, okay. Because whatever you say, I'll agree with you.
Yep.
Putting that out there, how can Eli say yes or no to the guy? In a good way or a bad way? How can he agree with him on anything if he has any sort of criticism? This guy's going to come in here as an offensive coordinator, as the Giants need. Do they have a new defensive coordinator yet? I don't think they do.
Fuel will never go anywhere.
Oh, he's going. He's going.
No,
God,
he's
they
not.
know
They're keeping
everything.
the Fuel staying.
Oh, no.
Their defense wasn't a problem last year.
The secondary is a freaking joke.
Yeah, look at who they have. I couldn't coach those. I can coach.
Terrell Thomas. Terrell Thomas is their best player in the secondary.
Yeah, with his 3 ACL surgeries.
I
Yes.
thought they're just broken legs.
No, they were ACLs.
Or they're ACLs.
Every time.
But that's my point. He's their best.
That's my point. He's Perry Fuel's. You say the secondary is awful. Jerry Reese neglected.
Anybody can light them up. Anybody. Look what Russell Wilson did. It wasn't even right. They shut
Look at
down
Russell
Marshawn
Wilson.
Lynch. That
Look at
23-0,
Russell-
they shut down
Look
Marshawn
what
Lynch.
Russell Wilson did against the Seahawks, the Broncos.
They don't have a defense either. No, but my point right there is that Marshawn Lynch got shut down against their running game. The Giants have a great front line for their running game. They have a great running defense. Anybody can throw against the Giants. Anybody.
Even Gino.
Even Gino. I will not back down from that. You're absolutely right. The only player they have other than Terrell Thomas is Antrell Roll.
I
That's
love
it.
Antrell Roll. I really did.
I don't know who can hate him. I really don't. I don't know who can hate him. But the Giants, I'm not expecting much at all. This year going in, I predicted them to go 10-6. And, yeah. I because of this year starting off 0-6, I don't know what to predict them as. I really don't. I'm going to say 500.
All right.
Just to save my ass. I'm going to have to say 500.
I want to see who the Jets draft in free agency, draft in the draft. Obviously, our listeners are listening. We're drafting in the draft. I'm just full of it. I'm full of it today. I don't know full of what. You guys can write on our Facebook page what you think I'm full of. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah. So
Shut
dumb.
up.
So dumb. You got that clip?
I do. I'm not playing.
I know you're not playing it.
If they draft Marquise Lee out of USC, there's a few. Sammy Watkins out of Clemson, if he falls. A lot of good receivers in this draft. Geno Smith needs a playmaker if he's going to do anything right. Jeremy Curley's a nice second receiver. They don't have that playmaker. If they can get that, if they can sign an Eric Decker, and they can get a tight end who's not masturbating in a Target parking lot while smoking synthetic marijuana like Kellen Winslow Jr. did in
I
November.
did all of that on my lunch break today.
And you want us to gain credibility somehow. And you know what? He did in a creepy white van also. So
Who, him or me?
both.
Damn. You saw. Did you?
No, you worked today. So I'm just assuming you were in the creepy white van. I work in an office building.
Oh my god. So do I.
Anyway, if they can do that, I can see the Jets actually doing pretty well. We'll see what the Broncos and Chiefs do. The Patriots, again, Tom Brady's a year older. His receivers are still bad, and we'll see what happens
Will
there.
the Jets be better than the Giants?
Yes.
Oh my god, you're helping my rant so much.
Well, no, it depends. If they can draft a receiver, they can. They have a
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no right now. It's a prediction. Yes or no right now.
Well, I don't want to feel.
Yes or no right. You've already did. You said.
Well,
yes.
the thing is, the Jets' defense is excellent. They have a great defense. They have a great front line, probably the best front line in all of football. They have a.
I know you are by trade, so I'm going to play your role. Answer the question. Yes or no?
Well, no. You know my role.
I have
My role.
yes or no.
It's all
Will the Jets be
gray. And my role is.
I'm asking you a simple question. Will the Jets be better? Yes or no? It's like asking a girl out in elementary school. I do it this way still till this day.
And you know
yes
what?
Or no? I circle it.
That's what she writes to you. That's what she writes.
So is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
Yes or no? Will they be better right now?
You know what? I'm gonna answer the way that someone answered to you this weekend.
Even right now, you're helping my rant. Oh my god.
Does this sound familiar right now?
God,
Does this sound familiar?
Happened.
Yeah, that happened.
I'm disappointed. I really am.
Yeah, if you guys can't read this, I don't know, and I'm sure you can because it's far away. Yeah. So
that's almost more painful than a no.
That is much more painful.
Hey, so much more hesitant, and then give me your number.
Ooh, bro.
Why I did? I don't. I should have said no. I should have said no. Don't worry about it. I drank a lot after the show.
Yeah.
It wasn't why I asked. I wanted to ask either way.
Well, I understand why you wanted to. It makes sense, but. Yeah, I mean, again,
this isn't Dr.
Then again,
can I get yes or no?
Then again, I mean, I just gotta say, you asked her out while you were shoving your face full of pork chops.
It really was. I was. I'm serious about the pork chops.
Come over here. Hold on, I get to make the deal. Hey, I was wondering, you want to go out sometime?
That's exactly how I did it.
If you would have gotten the filet mignon, maybe she would have treated you a little bit.
Oh, man.
That would have been a good ring, too. All right, you want to answer your question? There's a lot of shades of gray. No.
Oh.
I think they're probably going to finish 500 as well. I think they're going to have the same record. After all of that, that was just a lot of fun.
But you still didn't answer the question.
I said they're going to have the same record. You asked me, are they going to be better?
Yeah. Will they be better?
No.
Okay.
They'll be the same. That's not better. So the answer to your question is no.
So if there's 5 teams in the NFL that all finish 8-8, you're telling me that not one 8-8 team is better than another 8-8 team?
Their record doesn't say it.
Thank you, Bill Parcells.
They're set up for a run or a pass.
You are what your record says you are.
Our listeners are listening, and our drafters are and Jimmy's eating pork chops as he asks the other girl. All right, so it's 9:13. We're already past my bedtime. But you know what it's time for before we conclude
a show like this is not going to record.
Our favorite 20th episode, a great episode so far. I'm having a lot of fun. And again, just want to say thank you to the 9/11 Responders Remember Park for allowing us to grace them with our presence at their show on Sunday. It was a lot of fun. And you know what? We didn't turn off many people. In fact, we actually got 15 likes.
Never mind that. I actually want to bring something up real quick. That actually almost brought a tear to my eye. There were 2 things. There was a story that Marty Aponte had mentioned where there was a responder who wanted to come down to the show but couldn't make it. He was gracious enough to make a donation of $250 to the park itself. The reason why he couldn't make it down was because his mother was sick. And his mother was sick with
pancreatic
cancer. And after all these years, since 2001, doctors said to him, your mother may have pancreatic cancer because of you. He would come home from working at the towers, and she'd be washing his clothes.
The boots, the clothes, and yeah.
Exactly, and that may be why she has pancreatic cancer.
There are a lot of kids who lived in the area during that time who have illnesses from the cleanup efforts. Even though they weren't actually down there, they lived in the area and they breathed it in and they got sick.
And there was another woman who had won the 50-50 raffle.
Oh, my boss.
Your boss. And she put the money back in.
She did.
She won the 50-50 raffle, which was almost $300. And that money She said, I don't want it. Putting it right back into the foundation, back into the park. You know, it was a day of...
And then she won the big door prize. So, you know,
Yeah.
karma comes back.
Right.
You know, actually, what also made me happy was that little kid who, when I told him I would give him the chocolates, he said, no, I want to win. I want to win on my own. And then I pulled his number out.
You did.
So I spoke to his mother afterwards. His mother is a widow as well. She lost her husband, first responder firefighter. And she's like, I always told my kids, you don't get, even though people may offer you freebies, you don't take it. You must win the way you are. And, you know, even with everything that they've lost in their lives and the stuff like that, it's really heart-wrenching to know that, you know what, they still don't want to take shortcuts. They still want to fight for it and they want to win. And he actually sat in the car with his chocolates because they didn't want to go home with his brothers because his brothers were going to eat all the chocolate. he sat in his mother's car waiting for her to finish up, hugging the chocolates until they left. It was, you know, it was a really nice event.
It was a day of giving and graciously accepting, if you will, from others, passing around. It was really nice. And speaking for both Steve and I was honored to be involved in that event.
You know, hopefully, if we're lucky enough, we may be invited back. But you know, I think we should just stick to our Chinese auction skills because they were excellent.
You know, we did the Chinese auction, and those of you who haven't seen our previous episodes, which you can catch on youtube.com/Jimmy's Rants.
That's good.
If you watch the previous episodes, you'll hear the crowd get louder towards the end of the show of each segment. I'm going to say probably because it was the end of the segment. They were getting louder and happier. But really, it was because they were all crowding around the front of our stage where we were getting involved in the auction. We weren't going to video the auction for you guys. But it was funny. We would have hundreds of people in front of us for the auction, and then we're back on the air. Look at that. It's like a dance floor out there wide open. No one wanted to watch the show.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when I sing karaoke.
Yeah, that happens. I go to the bathroom every time. Usually throw up or, you know, when that happens.
Well, you need to lose a few pounds, so yeah, you should probably do that more often.
Oh.
Anyway, so we just talked about how we did some goodwill over the weekend by helping out with that organization, with the 9/11 responders remembered. Now Jimmy's about to give it all back, for it is time. Yes. Don't worry, I know what you want.
Oh.
It is time, as Jimmy complains, for Jimmy's Rants. Well, just give me a few seconds. You know, the music's gonna get itself going. And I know what you're looking for. Because this song does not describe you in any way, shape, or form. But you want it, I will give it to you. It is time now for Jimmy's Rants.
All right.
With that introduction, where can you go wrong?
Yeah. My rant this week, throughout, I had no idea what I was going to do for the rant. And that's our 20th episode. I'm going to dedicate this rant to Steve.
Thank you, how sweet.
Yeah, you're a piece of garbage. This rant is going to act as a roast.
I knew this day was coming. Right after my birthday, so that's the best present I could have asked for.
This rant is a roast to you being on the show. As much as I love you, you're a piece of garbage. You're an Islander fan. You're a Jet fan. You're a Met fan. I gotta sit next to you every day, and I gotta hear you complain. Whatever the hell it is. See, you gotta hear him complain. Then you complain about this, about that, talk garbage about Callahan. I can't do it. Vinny, I'm going to hire you right now. Do you want to be my co-host? We can talk about hunting.
I don't want to know what wood you guys are going to be talking about.
This bell right here, you can hear, is going to replace Steve. I swear to God, in the next 5 episodes, I can't do it anymore. He's killing me. I don't care for the team he roots for. He's on his phone all the time, not paying attention to me. Never listens to me. Enough is enough. I need a new co-host. Send your emails to jimmyrants@gmail.com and inquire within. And there's my rant. Happy birthday, D-bag.
You know what you sound like right now?
Nope.
A woman.
Something that you've only recently had in your life. Now.
Hey, Lacey.
Hey.
Wow. The other night, I got a text, and hold on, I just got to find it quickly.
Good.
What?
And we'll see what gets picked up on the air with that one.
Sorry.
All right, I gotta find it, Jimmy. You text me a lot for someone who hates me. And,
I do. Hate you and text you a lot. Yes.
Yes. It's like you hope I don't have unlimited text messaging, and
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. All right.
And that's what you said to Vinny.
Anyway.
Hi, Lacey.
This is me. This is a text from Jimmy at Friday at 6:48 p.m. This is me saying I love you. Just got separated by security from an Isles fan. Mouthed off from the get-go till we got to the turnstile, which you spelled incorrectly. But that's a text, and you're drunk probably. So,
Yes.
But this is me saying I love you. How sweet. It really is.
Yeah.
Am I gonna be replaced by the bell soon?
That's proof that when alcohol is involved, the truth does not come out.
Oh. Anyway, we will be back next Tuesday for another awesome show of the Weekly Rant with Jimmy and Steve. Next week's topics may include the Olympics and also the first weigh-in of the Weekly Rants.
And it's going to be our first test on what to talk about without football.
We'll be all right. But actually, we forgot one thing. We forgot two things, actually.
You did.
Jimmy beat me in NHL 90 for 2014. He was the Capitals, I was the Canucks. Every time we got into a fight, I got penalized. He didn't.
Why?
Because I injured all of his players and he had not enough players to go in the box. Jesus.
I loved it. I ran away with it, though.
Yeah, you were on the power play for the entire second and third period.
Your players can be tested.
Oh, that's our song. And second off, we had the first amazing race on the Weekly Rant on Saturday, trying to race.
Oh, that was funny.
Trying to race to Croxley's, and Jimmy lost.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I made an illegal U-turn through an auto body shop to make sure I got there and didn't miss it. Jimmy took Brookside and got caught on all the stop signs.
Yeah, I did. Before Steve does his usual clothing.
Clothing?
Wow. Closing.
You see, you really want to do a 10-hour show, you can't even get through an hour and 20 minutes.
Sorry. Before he does his usual clothing or closing, I just want to reach or Tommy. Before Tommy does his clothing, I just want to personally thank Marty Aponte again, for Steve as well, and the whole organization of the 9/11 Responders Remembered Park, as Steve is very heavily involved in. What's your position with the park?
I'm legal consultant.
What do you do for them? What do you do for them?
The legal work.
The legal. Okay. Hey, you said lead consultant.
I said legal.
Oh, I thought you said lead.
No, legal.
I can't speak or listen. I thought
At first I said like legal, but
for those of you
legal consultant.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with the organization and were not able to make it to the event, where is the park?
Park is located on the northeast quadrant of Gibbs Palm Road and Smithtown Boulevard in Nesconset, right across the street from Little Vincent's.
Okay. Please go down there. Please take a look at it.
There'll be another event coming up in the near future. We're trying to do an event at Whisper Vineyards in Smithtown, an art night. But
Now, you said that they were adding a gazebo?
They have added a gazebo already. There's a gazebo there. It's a nice little park. You can sit there, have a picnic, lunch, and you can really take a look at these heroes who gave their lives to help clean up Lower Manhattan.